the money for my dope, too. I'm not gonna suck your dick, right? Put that away.
The story begins in a classroom where a teenage boy named Jim is getting brutally beaten by his teacher. Just then, the bell rings, ending the lesson.
Too bad, Father. I was just starting to enjoy myself.
We can do it again tomorrow if you like, Mr. Carroll.
Afterward, Jim leaves with his closest friends, Pedro, Mickey, and Neutron. The four are inseparable, always stirring up trouble and acting without a second thought. They smoke, fight, and even inhale thinner-soaked rags just to get high. But unlike the rest, Jim has a rare gift. He's a phenomenal basketball player. During a game against a rival school, Jim shines on the court, leading his team to victory. But while he's scoring points, one of his friends sneaks into the locker room and steals watches, wallets, and cash from the opposing players. Later that day, when the four are eating in a diner, the rival team storms in, accusing them of theft. "Where's our stuff? Hand it back quietly." Jim and his crew deny everything, and the argument quickly explodes into a brawl. The fight spills outside, and though outnumbered, Jim's group wins and flees before the cops arrive. That night, as they hang around the streets, a young woman approaches them, high out of her mind, begging for $50. She offers herself in exchange, desperate to buy more drugs.
How about you, handsome, huh? You got $15?
Jim mocks her and pushes her away. Later, he visits a hospital to see Bobby, a childhood friend he's known since they were toddlers. Bobby was once the star of their basketball team, but was diagnosed with leukemia 2 years ago. Jim believes Bobby will pull through. He needs to believe it. Bobby is the only real friend he has. Trying to cheer him up, Jim sneaks Bobby out to a strip show. But Bobby isn't amused.
Do you hear what I said? I said, get me the hell out of here.
Sorry, next time we'll go
Ain't
somewhere.
gonna be no next time, Jim.
Apart from basketball, Jim has another passion: writing. He jots down every thought, every dream, every confession into his worn-out notebook. But lately, he spends nearly all his time with his reckless friends, chasing pleasure and ignoring the world. They visit prostitutes, and one night a woman slips Jim a pill. He takes it, sleeps with her, and later writes the experience in his diary. Days later, Bobby dies. When Jim visits his body, he's shocked. His once strong friend is now a frail skeleton, aged decades in a matter of months. The sight crushes him. One evening, after watching a movie with his friends, Jim realizes he can't remember a single scene. While the others joke around, Jim feels hollow. The grief festers. That night, he walks into a basement where people are using needles. Jim has always feared injections, but that night, he gives in. The moment the drug hits his veins, his pain vanishes. The world melts into color. He feels as if he's running through endless fields of light, invincible. But when he returns home, his mother immediately notices something's wrong. She works at a hospital, yet she can't recognize the boy she raised. "You don't understand anything," Jim tells her coldly. Over time, Jim and his friends sink deeper into addiction. The drugs are expensive, and soon they're desperate. One night, they mug an old woman on the street, knocking her down before stealing her purse. The next day, they're forced to attend a school church service. When it's time for confession, Jim refuses. "Why not, my son?" the priest asks. "I just don't feel like it." "Then maybe you're the one who needs it most." Jim steps into the confessional. He wants to spill everything: the drugs, the lies, the guilt. But the words don't come. He wants to quit, but every last time becomes the next time. Because while a person might want to leave drugs behind, drugs never want to leave the person. One afternoon, Jim is using pills in the school restroom when his coach, Swifty, walks in. Sensing something off, the coach offers him money, but only if Jim performs a sexual favor. It's not happening, Swifty. Get lost. Swifty panics, apologizing. Let's just forget this ever happened. He slips Jim some cash, begging him not to tell anyone. Jim takes the money but warns, "Try that again, and I'll kill you." Soon after, another big basketball match begins. In the locker room, the team pops pills before the game. Only Neutron stays clean. "Don't do it before the match," he warns. They don't listen. Once on the court, Jim and Mickey can barely focus. The ball blurs, the crowd spins, and they lose badly. When the police arrive with the school's priest, everyone knows what's going on. The lockers are searched, but the drugs are gone. Still, the punishment is swift. You're suspended. You'll never play basketball here again. "You can't kick me off," Jim mutters. "I quit." Then your resignation is accepted. Jim and his two friends storm out, leaving Neutron behind, the only one who still has a future. At home, Jim's mother demands answers. He blames the system, insists it's a setup. "It's all a conspiracy." "We didn't take anything." "Oh, really? What were they then? Vitamins?" "Expletive you, Mom." She throws him out. As he storms away, she hurls his basketball trophy, the symbol of his dreams, out the window. Jim swears she'll never see him again. She pleads, tears in her eyes. "Don't say that, Jimmy. Don't throw your life away." But Jim's dream is already shattered. Now needing money for drugs, Jim and his friends begin stealing cars. They move into a rundown apartment filled with junkies, living for nothing but their next fix. The outside world no longer exists. Their crimes escalate. Shoplifting turns into armed robbery. During one store heist, Pedro is so high, he starts hallucinating, thinking he's in an ice cream parlor. Jim and Mickey flee, leaving him behind as the cops arrest him. Later, in a bar, Jim watches TV footage of Neutron, clean, smiling, chosen for the All-American high school game. Their old teammate made it. He even waves to his mom on national television. That was supposed to be their dream. Jim wanders near his home and sees his mother through the window. He doesn't have the courage to knock. Instead, he returns to the streets, where another junkie attacks him. The man's girlfriend almost died from a dose Jim gave her. "It's not my fault she couldn't handle it," Jim shouts. The man demands his $20 back, but before the fight escalates, Jim's mind snaps. The world dissolves. He sees himself on a basketball court, shooting hoops, the net burning, bullets flying, his jersey soaked in blood. None of it's real. He's lying unconscious in the snow, close to death. Then a familiar voice. "Jim." It's Reggie, his old basketball mentor. Seeing what drugs have done to him, Reggie carries Jim home. When Jim wakes, he reaches for his stash. It's gone. "Where is it, Reggie?" "I flushed it." Jim explodes, screaming that he can't live without it, demanding the money back. But Reggie refuses to back down. "Someone once helped me, Jim." Now it's my turn. He locks Jim inside, sitting outside the door all night as Jim thrashes and cries. "The room's spinning," Jim yells. Reggie doesn't move. "Ride it out." By morning, Reggie tells him, "I've got work." "You'll be fine. And when you write that book of yours, mention me." He's read Jim's diary. Then he leaves. Jim fights the withdrawal as long as he can, but the craving wins. He searches the apartment for money, finds nothing, and finally drags himself to Diane, the same girl he once mocked for begging. Now the roles are reversed. Jim pleads for cash. Diane coldly throws a few bills at his feet. "You're not worth more than that," she says. Humiliated, Jim picks the money off the floor. Pride no longer exists, but it's not enough. Desperate, Jim does the unthinkable. He prostitutes himself to an old man in a public restroom just to buy more drugs. With the cash, he meets Mickey, and together they visit a dealer. But when they try the product, it's fake. Furious, they chase the dealer up a fire escape to the roof. Mickey grabs him. The man slips, plunges 6 stories to his death. Is he dead? He fell 6 floors. What do you think? Mickey runs, but a street gang catches and beats him before the cops arrest him. Jim, broken and alone, stumbles home. Still, he wants one thing, another fix. He begs his mother for $20, swearing he'll stop after this. She refuses to open the door. She loves him, but she knows giving in will kill him. So she calls the police, hoping jail might save her son. As they drag him away, Jim shouts, "I'll change, Mom." "I promise." But she can't bear to look. He's sentenced to 6 months in prison. There, he finishes his diary. Every lie, every wound, every loss etched in ink. When he's finally released, Jim stands outside a theater. Tonight, he'll read his words aloud for the first time. Before he goes in, he runs into Pedro, the first of their group to fall. Pedro smiles, offering him the good stuff. Jim shakes his head. "Not anymore, man. Take care of yourself." On stage, he opens his journal. His voice trembles, but as he reads, the crowd erupts in applause. For the first time in years, Jim feels something real. Hope. Jim Carroll completed the Basketball Diaries at just 17. It became famous worldwide. By 22, he had published 3 books of poetry, recorded 4 music albums, and built a life as a writer, musician, and performer in New York City, until his death on September 11th, 2009.